Right now as we record, there is no baseball.
Crazy.
This is weird, right?
This is the first day in a while, I think, where there hasn't been any baseball going on or looking forward to the next day.
Yeah, it's...
I guess since the All-Star game.
Well, I don't like it.
It's strange, but I'll tell you what, I am very much looking forward to the next series that we get to watch.
Hey, it's the World Series, and it's against two juggernauts, dude.
Dude, I am so stoked for this. Regardless, sidecar your feelings about how you feel for these two organizations being the capitalist pinnacles of what's wrong with capitalism.
Yeah, everything that you think of that's wrong with baseball and how there should be a salary cap. There is. It's called luxury tax. Just people are too dumb to understand. Whatever. Put all of that aside. The fact that Shohei and his entire contract is an escrow sitting there. Put away all of your feelings about Aaron Judge and the Yankees as, you know, their 20 million rings. Put all that aside. You have two of the best teams all year fighting through the expanded postseason, and they're supposed to be here.
You got two big trains gaining steam, about ready to collide in the center here, and we get to watch. It's going to be so entertaining. Some of the best players that we're going to see in our lifetimes are going to be battling for the biggest trophy here in baseball, and I am thrilled to death.
Dude, it's the first time that Shohei Ohtani's in the World Series.
This is like some of the most, since the playoffs and excluding the World Baseball Classic, this is the most meaningful, really only meaningful baseball he's played in his career, and it's been the best baseball that he's been playing.
Yeah, especially when runners are on base.
Yeah, when runners are on base, and he did kind of alter his stance there like a little bit. Mm-hmm. Someone, I think it was Harold Ramis, was pointing out that he wasn't coming up to the plate with his bat on his shoulder first. He was kind of like sticking it out and was just kind of throwing off his timing maybe. But I'm so stoked to see one of the best players to ever play the game going to be in the World Series going against some of the other best players to ever play the game.
I hope Juan Soto wakes up. Or not, sorry. Oh, my God. No, not sorry. I hope Aaron Judge's bat really wakes up.
Yeah, he's had a couple nice knocks, but he's still got a lot of power left, and hopefully he's got some big at-bats coming up here in this series.
Dude, it is amazing watching Giancarlo Stanton flip the switch.
Yeah, man, he's really figured it out. The way he's just powerful enough. He just doesn't take a stride. He just stands there, just waits back long enough to recognize the pitch, and just punches it out for 420 feet.
Yeah, dude. I looked at some stats. He has a 1.004 OPS in all of the playoffs. In his 18 playoff games, dude. Guy is just a slugging machine when he gets to the postseason.
And I think the 8 hits that he did have in the postseason against Cleveland were all home runs.
Yeah, basically.
Something like that.
Or they were all extra bases, for sure.
Yeah, it's something wild like that, where the hits he is getting, he is not missing.
No. When Hunter Gaddis threw that hanger and he just put it in the lake, it was insane. Just watching, he knew, waited back on the slider, and then just destroyed it.
He's a bad man.
He's a very bad man when it gets to the postseason. So when people are like, oh, Giancarlo Stanton, one of the worst contracts in Yankee history, he's putting up when he's supposed to as a Yankee in the postseason. So I need that conversation to immediately stop and shut up.
Yeah, hearing Yankee fans complain throughout the year. They're complaining so much while they were in first place. And I got to tell you, I just cannot stand it. I would love to be complaining in first place. I would love to be sniffing second place and be able to complain. But the way everything is, it's the sum of all the people they have in their team. Sure. And having, that guy surrounded by a lot of other all-stars is very helpful.
Extremely helpful. And also generational talents. That outfield's freaking bananas, except for Verdugo. But you've got Judge in center, and then Soto and right.
Super cool.
Man.
Yeah. But this is fucking awesome. This is what I really can't wait to see this. This is what you want to see. It's some of the biggest players playing against each other. For entertainment value, this is what you want to see.
This is it. It'll be beyond disappointing if it's a dud. But I don't think that's going to happen. LA has been putting together and scrapping with their pitching. Basically, it's Jack Flaherty, and then Walker Buehler has been hit or miss. And then follow that by Yamamoto, who's been, up and down. But and that bullpen, that's what it's been. And then they're like, all right, well, you guys just get us there. Don't screw it up too bad. We're going to go score 19 runs. It's just a dynamic offense that is so long. No matter who they put in there and who they take out, they find a way to move the runners over and bring them in.
Yeah, each of these teams is very capable of just pouring it on at any time in the game. So just seeing how frequently lead changes were happening, the AL leading up to the World Series. Just all these games were coming right down to the wire. And talking about these two teams in particular, you just can never count any one game a win or a loss for either team.
No. And it's just so crazy watching oh yeah, Freddie Freeman's hurt. Great, we'll just put Max Muncy at first, and then Josh Rojas is out, so we'll put Tommy Edman at short. Oh, and Tommy Edman is your NLCS MVP. Motherfucker. We both hate him as a baseball player because of the Cardinals. You remember that 2018-2019 stretch whenever you watched any type of nationally broadcast game, or you listen to any type of national podcast covering the game, and especially in the postseason, and especially in 2018, they wouldn't shut the fuck up about Tommy Edman. There was one podcast I remember listening to, I forget who was talking about. They said, would you rather have 7 Tommy Edmans playing the field or the NL All-Star team? And they took 7 Tommy Edmans.
Jeez, Pete.
Yeah. So the hype, and then just the fall, and then knowing how good he is, and then the Dodgers getting him for, we don't know what the return will be for a couple years. And then him going and doing that. The whole time I'm just sitting there watching him going, fucking Tommy Edman.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's weird to hate a man I've never met, but I'm willing
easy.
to do it. Yeah,
it's so easy, man. It's so easy. Yeah, just close your eyes and envision a Cardinals uniform.
Oh God, it's a horrible type of red. It's not the right type of red.
It's like I'm very sick red. It's a dark red.
Oh, I want that bird to fly into a window. Oh. Was he? He had an injury last year. He was out most of last year. Edmund.
Yeah, he was out for most of this year with a shoulder injury.
Okay, yeah, because I just remember him being on the DL for a while.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he's certainly found himself in LA, and that's crazy that you're able to, flourish in a place where you can easily get drowned out by all the talent there.
Or you have so much protection because they're like, who are you going to give it up to?
Yeah, that's very true.
And
they pretty much, lose your focus on this guy because you're worried about all the other all-stars surrounding him.
Yeah, I'm not going to let Max Muncy beat me with one swing. Instead, I'll let Tommy fucking Edman do it. Ugh.
Yeah, he was getting it done.
So, and then you look at what the Yankees did to Cleveland, and the Yankees did have the easiest path, one of the easier paths in a long time to get to the World Series. Cleveland did put up a fight. They were close games. They were good. It wasn't like they were completely outmatched. It was just the Yankees continued to be an offensive onslaught, and their clutch hitters were better than their clutch hitters.
Yeah.
If you put them side by side, which are Jose Ramirez, David Fry, Joe Kinsey Noel for the guards, and then for the Yankees, it's Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Juan Soto. Which 3 are you taking?
The latter. And you got to say, too, the Guardians' bullpen really gave it up. Clase was the best reliever in baseball.
Yes.
Arguably. And, the numbers would probably back that up. But he gave up, his ERA shot up a ginormous amount, giving up back-to-back home runs for the, I don't know if that's happened in his career ever.
It has before, but this was a year where, overall he had a sub-1 ERA.
Yeah, throughout the entirety of the season, and then it just ballooned up. It just was not as sharp, I guess, or just not finding the right spots. But yeah, the Yankees found him out.
Or the fact that they burned him out.
True.
Hey, can you get us 6 outs? We need you to get us 8 outs. And it's like, eventually, as a closer, I know what time of year it is, but man, that's a huge ask.
Yeah, and if you're just like a little gassed, if you're a little gassed, throughout the entirety of a week, and you're just losing a bit of that steam there on your fastball or something, just a little bit trails, just a little bit too much, or floats in the plate just a little too long. That's all it takes for these big boys to hit it out.
Yeah, exactly. And for someone who has that much velocity, and if he leaves it up a little bit, that thing is floating and going bye-bye.
Yeah, and they weren't pulling, his pitches. The two that they hit, I believe, right field. So. Yeah, man, just think about if they had a little bit more velo or some spin on that, it could have been a much different situation.
Or it was 5 degrees cooler.
Yeah.
And they were hitting them into that tunnel that we talked about in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. So it's like they used their ballpark to their advantage. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty cool. I look at both of these teams, and I'm matching them up in my head. I'm looking at their starting pitching. I'm looking at their bullpen. I'm looking at the length of their lineup. I'm looking at who they can sub in, pull out, to make adjustments throughout the game. And I'm looking at postseason success with both managers. If you made me pick, which I'm going to, because that's what this is about, taking the Yankees in 7.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I hope it does go 7. I just think the baseball world would love to see it. And I do mean world because Shohei is going to, nearly all of Japan is going to be watching this.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is definitely going to be the biggest stage for baseball, probably, maybe ever. I would love to see it go 7. And I just think it's going to be a big slugfest, but I think the Yankees are going to win. I think their pitching is going to out-edge them as far as being able to stop the Dodgers, especially late in the game, or at least I think that their starting pitching is going to do better than the Dodgers starting pitching, and I think it's going to come down to 7, and I think we're going to see another epic Juan Soto at bat.
I do too. Dude, that at bat he had in game in to clinch the series, it was like fucking 14 pitches.
Yeah, and it just kept building, that energy, and you felt it the whole time, and the whole time he's nodding. Just he keeps notching it up. You can just feel it's like a roller coaster. You just feel like you're getting up a little bit more tense, a little bit more, and all of a sudden, just pow!
Yeah, I need that fastball. I know it's going to be up, and I'm going to fucking destroy it.
Yeah, he did, man. Just punched it out. It just got that nice backspin and just kept carrying out. That was one of the best at-bats I'd ever watched.
$525 million homer.
Yeah, that's what that homer looked like.
I wouldn't doubt at this point if he continues what he's been doing this postseason and does it in the World Series, I wouldn't doubt that we're looking at $600 million.
I wouldn't doubt it either. And the Yankees, if he puts the Yankees in a situation, if they win the World Series and he puts the Yankees in a situation, if he has a good World Series, to be essentially in such a high leverage position to be like, no, I control what the number is for what I'm taking home now.
Yeah. Oh, you say this guy over here standing to my right's the captain. Whose back did you get on? He carried you through this whole thing? Me, motherfucker, payday. Come on. You can't piss off that fan base, that global fan base, and you let a generational talent like Juan Soto walk out. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You pay him everything. You're the Yankees. Take the luxury tax hit.
Yeah, or you let him go to another team. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to battle Juan Soto.
No, I wouldn't either. And another rumor is that the Nationals are willing to pay whatever it's going to cost to get him to come back.
Oh, man.
With that young core. I'm telling you, dude, it could be a very interesting offseason. But it's good for baseball if the Yankees go out and spend and they keep Juan Soto, because this is not the end of this matchup.
No.
This is the beginning of what feels like a boxing trilogy.
Yeah, it's going to be this is going to be a trilogy. I like that. What's going to be the Emperor Strikes Back? Who's going to be the Emperor in this situation? It's going to be a lot of growth with this core, both, with the Yankees, and not necessarily the Dodgers. They're going to purchase, again, like all these people. But seeing how the Yankees are congealing and just seeing, like, especially Juan Soto being 24, 25. 25, I think.
We can look this up.
But and just seeing like his ceiling seems so big, and getting to watch him on the biggest stage, it was so fun.
Dude, Juan Soto, Jesus Christ, he's 25 and 362 days. In 3 days, he'll be 26. So you lock him up to a 13-year deal, you're looking at his age 39 season when he's done, which realistically he could probably play into his early 40s.
Man, I mean,
as a DH with that swing? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the way that, like, his career on base percentage career, this is silly, 421.
So wild. I mean, nothing just phases him. So I love getting to see this player play on the biggest stage.
Good God. Just looking at his numbers, it's so silly. It's insane.
Yeah. I mean, I get the people getting upset that it's the Yankees and the Dodgers. And believe me, at the start of the year, I would be saying that too. But the fact that this is the way things started to kind of formulate, and it's like, oh, we're seeing these two big tornadoes on opposite sides.
Yeah.
And you're like, what if these things met, huh? How would that look? And it's like, it's happening. So let's watch this, regardless of how icky it might feel to you, and just really enjoy some of the best athletes in the world playing this sport.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. And what makes it even better, look, I'm glad it's the Yankees because it's not the Astros.
Yes.
Okay? We are burnt out on that timeline. We are burnt out on that storyline too, man. Like, got it. Good. They had their run. They changed the game for better or worse. But Houston, thank God it's not them. And the Yankees finally got that monkey off their back.
True.
I heard somebody say like, oh, God, it's the Yankees again. I was like, really? When was the last time the Yankees were in the World Series? They were like, oh, I don't know. I said 2009. It's been a really long time. The 2010s were the first decade the Yankees didn't win a World Series. They've been dormant. So enjoy that Goliath is back and let everyone next season be David and try and take him down.
I dig it. And you know what? The last time the Yankees lost 3 games in a row against the Reds.
That's right, baby.
So it can be done.
Clean sweep. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1977, year of our Lord.
But yeah, I was getting really tired of seeing the constant remakes of the Astros, going to the World Series. It was getting a little old. So I can take a Dodgers Yankees battle.
Yeah, first time this has happened since 1981. It's a long fucking time. And man, it's so good for the sport. And so many people are going to be watching. And that'll reinvigorate people going into the next baseball season too. I mean, numbers are up viewership wise across the board for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, this has been the most exciting baseball that I've seen, at least playoff wise, that I can recall, and my memory.
Yeah,
and just coming off the backs of what you were saying, it was very down sort of viewership from last year with the Diamondbacks and the Rangers. And so now switching it and turning it to the 2 biggest markets in all of baseball is going to be great. Get so many eyes on, and hopefully reinvigorates also the people that are in charge of broadcasting, make it a bit more viable for people to access the product that you're putting out there. So hopefully they can improve some things with the amount of eyes that are going to be on this World Series.
Yeah, I mean, that is a big ask. I do like where your head's at. That's a huge ask.